Hello and welcome to this awesome tutorial on this beautiful day. In this tutorial, I'm going to be looking at how to send data from NodeMCU, which is ESP8266, to Thingsboard Cloud platform. So I'm going to be looking at how to set up the hardware and how to set up the Thingsboard Cloud platform and also how to set up your ESP8266 to send DHT11 sensor data. So we are going to be sending temperature and humidity, as you can see here, to Thingsboard. So we're going to be seeing how we can work with the Thingsboard platform, how we can create device groups, and how we can create devices, how we can create dashboard, and how we can send data from ESP8266 to Thingsboard platform. So Thingsboard is another IoT cloud platform that comes with a lot of opportunities and a lot of different ways of integrating your IoT device into it. You can set up Thingsboard to work on the cloud. You can set up Thingsboard to run locally on your computer, and you can use the live demo version. So in this video, we're going to be looking at how to work with the cloud version of Thingsboard and how to send DHT11 sensor data from ESP8266 to Thingsboard Cloud. So let's get started first with the hardware connection. Here we have the hardware connection. I have my NodeMCU connected to DHT11. For this tutorial, I'll be using a DHT11. So it has 4 pins, and the connection goes like this. This is pin 1. It's connected to 3 volts. 3 volts, connect pin 1 to 3 volts on the NodeMCU, and connect a 10k resistor between pin 1 and pin 2, and from pin 2 connect it to D4, that is pin 2, D4 of the NodeMCU, and the third pin is not going to be connected, but you're going to connect the fourth pin to ground. So once again, connect pin 1 to 3 volts of the NodeMCU. You connect a 10k resistor between pin 1 and pin 2, and from pin 2 connect to D4. Omit pin 3. Pin 3 we are not going to use it, and connect pin 4 to the ground of the NodeMCU. So now I will plug it in, and we are going to do the necessary setup on the laptop. After setting up your hardware, the next thing you want to do is to set up the Thingsboard platform to receive data from the ESP8266. So if you are new to Thingsboard, you can simply navigate to Thingsboard by going to your web browser and searching for thingsboard.cloud. So if this is your first time of using Thingsboard, you have to create an account by signing up, and if you already have an account, simply sign in to your account. So you can sign into the free account, or you can be on the payment option. So while on Thingsboard, you can see the platform is quite easy to work with. There's a left pane that shows all the options, and we have some dashboard here where we have access to all the options provided by Thingsboard. So in Thingsboard, we are going to be doing 2 things majorly. We are going to be creating a device group, and we are going to be creating a device inside the device group. Device group is simply a way of grouping your devices together. If you have a collection of different IoT devices, you can group them into a particular group so that you can easily monitor them. So there are 2 ways you can do this. You can easily use the dashboard and come to devices over device management, or use the left pane and simply search for device groups. So I'll just come to the left pane and click on device groups. So if you click here, it's going to load all our device groups. So by default, if this is your first time of using Thingsboard, you are going to see this particular group, which is called all. So this is a device group that is created by default for you. You can create your device inside the device group, or you can create your own device group. So to create your own device group, you simply come to this plus icon and click on plus, and you can give your device group a name. Here I'm going to give my device group weather monitor. So I'm assuming I'm creating different group of devices for collecting weather data. So I'll just call this weather monitor. So you can give it a description if you like, and you can click on next. For share entity, we are going to leave this as unchecked, then click on add. So you can see that we now have our device monitor group added to our device groups. So to create a device under this device group, so come to this and open up the device group. So if you open up the device group, say that no devices is found. So to create a device under this device group, so again click on the plus icon and here I'm going to give my device a name. So this is the device, this is the ESP8266 device. So I'm going to name this ESP8266, which is NodeMCU. So I'm going to name this. You can give it a label if you want to, and you can leave everything else as default. So after that, click on credentials next, and we'll be adding a device token. So under credential type, if you click on this drop down, you're going to have three options: X.509 MQTT basic. So you simply select access token and give it an access token. You can use a key generator to create an access token if you are concerned about more security. But here I've just type in an access token. I'll call this ESP8266 token. So I'm going to call this ESP8266 token. So if you are more concerned about security, you can use a key generator online to generate a key. So take note of this and click on add. So with this, we have successfully added a device which is called ESP8266 monitor to our device group weather monitor. So to view things related to this device, you can just click on the device and you have access to the device details. So here we have the details, we have the attributes, the latest telemetry, the alarms, events, and regulations. So you can simply play around with this and see how you can edit it to your purpose. So whenever you are sending data, it's going to be coming into the latest telemetry. As you can see now, I'm not yet sending any data, so I have no telemetry found. So now I'm going to be setting up my ESP8266 to send data to Thingsboard Cloud. So on my Arduino software, I have the code written out to send data from ESP8266 to Thingsboard Cloud. But before we can activate this, we need to download some libraries from the library manager. So come to Sketch and you are going to be downloading some libraries. So under Include Library, simply click on Manage Libraries. So here we are going to be downloading PubSub client. We are going to be downloading Adafruit Unified Sensor to read the DHT sensor, and also we are going to be downloading DHT sensor library. Also Arduino Thingsboard and Arduino JSON. So I'm assuming that you already have your Arduino set up to read data and to communicate with ESP8266. So if you have not done this, you can check online on how to set up your Arduino IDE to work with ESP8266. So now I'm going to be downloading the libraries that we need to send data to Thingsboard. So the first library we are going to be grabbing is the PubSub client. So simply type in PubSub client on the library manager. So PubSub client, and if you scroll down, you see this particular one, which is PubSub client by Nick O'Leary. So make sure you have this downloaded. There are a lot of other options there, but the one we are going to be using, PubSub client by Nick O'Leary. So here I already have it installed. You can download the latest version, but here I have the version 2.7 installed. So that's the first library we are going to need. The second library we are going to need to read data from DHT sensor is the Adafruit Unified Sensor. So simply type in Adafruit Unified Sensor. So if you type in Adafruit Unified, and if I scroll to the very last, I have this option which is Adafruit Unified Sensor by Adafruit, and you can download the latest version. Here I have the version 1.1.4 installed. So that's the second library we are going to be using. So the third library is the library to read the DHT sensor. Here we are using DHT11. So simply type in DHT sensor library. So if you type in DHT sensor library, you're going to have a DHT sensor library by Adafruit. There are a couple of other options there, but here I'm going to be using DHT sensor library by Adafruit. So again, you can download the latest version, but for this tutorial, I'm using the version 1.4.2. So after that, we are going to be grabbing the fourth library we are going to be needing, which is the Arduino Thingsboard SDK. So again, type in Arduino Thingsboard SDK. So here we have the Thingsboard by Arduino by Thingsboard team, and here make sure if you have latest version, make sure you are using the version 0.4.0. So there are a lot of other options to say. For example, I have the latest version to be 0.7, but I tend to see that the one that works fine is the version 0.4. So make sure you are downloading the version 0.4 for Thingsboard library. So that's the fourth library we are going to be grabbing, and also we are going to be grabbing the Arduino JSON library. So you can simply type in Arduino JSON, and at the very top we have the Arduino JSON library. You can download the latest version for this particular library, but for this tutorial I'm using the version 6.19.4. so the last library we are going to be needing is the Arduino HTTP client. So simply again type in Arduino HTTP client. So as you can see here, we have the Arduino HTTP client. So here I'm using the version 0.4.0 also. So you can download the latest version according to your IDE, but for this tutorial I'm using the version 0.4.0. So with this you are done downloading all the modules and all the libraries you need to successfully send data from ESP8266 to Thingsboard Cloud. So I'm going to close this, and basically you are going to be editing line 5 and line 6. So on line 5 I have my Wi-Fi name and I have my Wi-Fi password here. So also need to change the device token. So this is the device token that we input while creating our device on Thingsboard. And also on line 14 we specify this to be thingsboard.cloud, so that it's going to send to thingsboard.cloud and not to Thingsboard local server. So with this we are done setting up our code to send data. Now the code is done uploading, and we can open up the serial monitor to see the behavior. So here we can see it's collecting temperature data and it's sending data to Thingsboard. So we can see the values for temperature and also for humidity, and the values are being sent to Thingsboard. So now we know that our data is being sent from ESP8266 to Thingsboard platform. So now I have to go back to Thingsboard and open it up to view the data. So let me close this and open up Thingsboard. So in Thingsboard, if you click on that latest telemetry, you see that we have our data coming in. We have the humidity and we have the temperature. So it's going to display the last two values, but you can see the timestamp is changing, meaning that the values are changing for different time. So as the temperature increases, the value on Thingsboard platform starts increasing. So after sending data from ESP8266 to Thingsboard, the next thing we have to do is to create a visualization for our data. So there are a lot of ways of creating visualization. You can do that from the left pane by creating a dashboard and also creating a widget. But the best way I find in doing this is to create a dashboard directly from this platform. So if you click on this check box, so you have opportunity of clicking on show on widgets, and you can create and choose a widget type that you want this to be displayed. So I'm choosing humidity first. So these are my humidity. So you can choose to display it in card mode. Say you have a card, there are a lot of options here. If you click, you're going to see different way of doing it. So but what I want to do for humidity is to create a gauge, which is an analog gauge. So I'm going to click on analog gauges to create an analog gauge for my humidity. So I have this option. You can click on the next option to check which one is best for you. You can click on this and you can click on this. So none of this is good to represent my humidity data, so I'm going to click on another one, which is simply the digital gauge. For digital gauge, you have this, and you have options of clicking different one that best represents your data. So I think I'm going to go for the second one, and once you are done, click on add to dashboard. So we don't have any existing dashboard created, but we're going to be creating another one. So to create a new dashboard, simply click on create new dashboard and give it a name. So here I'm going to be giving this ESP8266 dashboard, and click on add. So this has been added to our dashboard. Again, we can click on the close and check the temperature telemetry. Again, click on show on widget to create a display for this, and I'm going to be creating an analog gauge to display my temperature. So we have this, we have other options that we can choose to display our temperature in. I think I'll just use this. So again, click on add to dashboard. But since we already have a dashboard created in the previous telemetry, which is humidity, you can select the dashboard from here. So which is ESP8266 dashboard. And so I'm done. Those are my telemetry. So I want to show this dashboard immediately. So click on open dashboard and click on add. And it will automatically open up our dashboard where we can view and visualize all the data that is being sent to Thingsboard. So and here I have my dashboard. You can expand this to full screen, and you can also bring it back to normal display. So here I have my humidity and I have my temperature. You can have as many dashboard display as possible, so depending on your solution. So that's simply how we can send data from ESP8266 to Thingsboard platform. So Thingsboard gives a lot of opportunity, a lot of different ways of sending data from your device to Thingsboard. We can set up Thingsboard locally to work on our computer, and we can set up Thingsboard on the cloud. So if you want to set up this Thingsboard on the cloud without having to do the initial setup on your local computer, so this is simply how you can set it up using ESP8266. So if you find this tutorial useful at all, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and before you go, kindly subscribe to the channel. So I'm going to be seeing you in the next tutorial. We are going to be looking at how to set up ESP8266 and Thingsboard to work locally on our computer. So thanks.